Hey guys, it's Mythos Gamer. Welcome back for turn number 3. Before we get started, we're going to take a quick look at Arkham and see what's going on. Starting out on the north side, we have a clue token at the newspaper. Not really a whole lot going on in the downtown area. And it looks like East Town's also pretty empty. Over in the Merchant District, we have Agnes at the Unnameable and a clue token at the Invisited Isle. Over in the Rivertown area, we have a Shoggoth in the streets, and we have Patrice at the Black Cave. Because of her encounter card last turn, she can't move this turn. Over at Miskatonic University, we have a clue token at the Science Building. Over in the French Hill, we have a clue token at the Witch House. And at the Silver Twilight Lodge, we have a gate to the Plateau of Lang being guarded by a Night Gaunt. Next is our Uptown area. Pretty empty except for the woods. At the woods, we have a gate to another dimension and 3 monsters. We have a Wraith, a Night Gaunt, and the Wizard Watley. And in our final area, the south side, we have 2 clue tokens at the Historical Society, and we have a goat spawn in the south side streets. Moving on to the other worlds, we have Hank in the first area of another dimension. He can't move this turn either because of his otherworld encounter card last turn. And over in the Plateau of Lang, we have Daisy in the final area. One more thing before we get started, I'm going to point out a mistake that I made. When I was going over Yogg-Sothoth's The Key and the Gate ability, I said that it cost another -1 to the gate modifier to close it. That was a mistake on my part. I had it totally mixed up with something else. I knew that it didn't cost an extra clue token because that's a mistake other people commonly make. What it actually requires is an extra success whenever you roll for your skill check. So instead of getting 1 success, it'll cost 2 in order to seal a gate or close it. Alright guys, now that we finished our update, we're going to move the first player marker from Daisy to Patrice and move on to our upkeep phase. Right now, Daisy is in the last area of the Plateau of Lang. So during movement, she's going to come out this turn. And when she comes out, there's going to be a Night Gaunt waiting for her. She wants to fight it this turn, but if she can't close the gate and seal it, she'll have to hang out there for further turns. And even if she does, she may still have the Night Gaunt to deal with. Looking at Daisy's skills, she only has a fight of 3 and no weapons to deal with that Night Gaunt. So if she's going to stay there and try to close that gate, she's going to have to sneak by it. Right now she has a sneak of 1 and a speed of 4. With her focus of 2, we can adjust her speed down to 2 and increase her sneak to 3. If she can't close the gate this turn, we can always increase her sneak even further next turn. If she does, then she'll be able to sneak past the Night Gaunt when she tries to move away. Alright, that's all we're going to do for our upkeep phase, so we're going to move on to our movement phase. Our first investigator this turn is Patrice. She's at the Black Cave, and because of her encounter there last turn, she cannot leave there. She's going to stay at the Black Cave for another turn. Our second investigator is Agnes. She's over at the Unnameable. She's going to take advantage of that clue token at the Invisited Isle. She's going to move from the Unnameable to the Merchant District streets, and then over to the Invisited Isle, where she's going to pick up the clue token, bringing her up to 5. Our next investigator is Hank. He's in the first area of another dimension, and due to his otherworld encounter card last turn, he cannot move either. Before Daisy moves, she's going to exhaust her True Magic Tome to make a lore -1 check. She has a lore of 5, so we're going to roll 4 die, and if she gets success, she will gain a clue token. She got a success, so this will bring her up to 7 clue tokens. Just to remind everyone that Daisy has the Careful Reader ability. She never loses sanity from reading a tome. And our final investigator, Daisy, is going to leave the Plateau of Lang and come out of the gate at the Silver Twilight Lodge. Alright, that was a pretty quick movement phase, especially compared to last turn. We'll move on to our Arkham Encounters phase. First we have Patrice the Black Cave, who will have an encounter. You stumble upon a pocket of bad air. Coughing, you struggle to stagger free. Make a will -1 check. If you pass, nothing happens. If you fail, lose 3 stamina. Well, looking at Patrice's skills, she has a will of 1. And she also has the will skill, giving another +1. And if she spends a clue token, she gets to add an extra bonus die. So we're going to roll our 1 die and see what happens. And she did not get a success. She has 8 clue tokens, only 4 stamina, so I think we're going to spend 1 clue token to roll 2 bonus die. No successes. Man, this is tough. I think what we're going to do is use her Obsidian Statue. Obsidian Statue. During any phase, you can discard to cancel all stamina or sanity loss being dealt to you from one source. I was kind of going to hold on to this for something really bad to happen, but 3 stamina to be lost this early, I think I'd rather just keep her up at 4, and we will discard the Obsidian Statue. Alright, our next investigator, Agnes, is at the end of Visited Isle, so we'll draw an encounter card. Walking into a clearing, you feel that you are at the center of a web of enormous magical energy. You may return 1 gate token in play to the gate token pile, replacing it with a new gate token from the top of the pile. Monsters are returned to the cup as though you had closed the gate. Normally this would be a pretty good encounter card to draw, but right now we only have 2 gates open, another dimension and the Plateau of Lang. Plateau of Lang, Daisy just came through, and hopefully we're going to close and seal it this turn. Another dimension has Hank in it, and if we get rid of the gate, he tries to come out, he's going to be lost in time and space. And with Yogg Sothoth being our ancient one, that means he'll be devoured. So I don't think it's a good idea, especially looking at our monsters. We have a lot of monsters in play, and I'd like to get rid of some of them, but most of their symbols are all different. So the best we could do is remove the 2 Nikons. Other than that, it would be getting rid of 1 monster. Actually, I take that back. Looking at the monster symbols on the gates, we could remove 1 monster by getting rid of the Plateau of Lang, and we're hopefully going to close that this turn. So we're going to decide not to do this. And our final investigator in Arkham, Daisy, is going to attempt to close the gate to the Plateau of Lang. The Plateau of Lang has a -1 modifier to close. Looking at Daisy's skills, she has a fight of 3 and a lore of 5, so we're definitely going to use her lore. We'll be rolling 4 die. And we got a success, but because of Yogg Sothoth's, the key in the gate ability, we need 2 successes to close the gate. So Daisy is going to spend 1 of her clue tokens, she has 6, to roll an additional die. And that is a success. We got lucky, so she is going to use her last remaining 5 clue tokens to seal the gate. Now that the gate to the Plateau of Lang has been sealed, Daisy will gain it as a trophy, and any monsters with the diamond symbol will remove from the board. The only one we have in play is the Shoggoth in the Rivertown streets, so we will move him back to the box. That's it for our Arkham encounter phase. We're moving on to our Otherworld encounter phase. Hank is in another dimension, so we can draw any color otherworldly counter card. The first one we drew is a red one, and of course we have to go to other. The fumes overcome you at last, causing you to sink into a dreamless sleep. Stay here next turn. Wow, he is never going to get out of the another dimension. Yeah, that was a pretty unsuccessful otherworld encounter phase. Hopefully our Mythos phase go a little bit better. Alright, a gate and a monster will appear at the unnameable. We drew a gate to the abyss. And for our monster, we drew a Bikey, a flying monster with -2 sneak checks. He provides -1 to horror checks, doing 1 sanity damage, +0 to combat checks, doing 2 stamina damage, and has 1 toughness. Right now, there's nothing at the unnameable. Our gate and our monster will appear. And because a new gate opened up, we're adding another Doom token to our Doom track. This brings up to 5 Doom tokens. Also, because the gate opened up, Patrice is going to use her Ominous Dreams ability, giving her another clue token. Right now she has 7, that's bringing her up to 8 clue tokens. Next we will have clues appear at the woods and the north side streets. There's already a gate open at the woods, so no clue token there. And we will add a clue token to the north side streets. Next is monster movement. We have no square monsters, and we have no diamond monsters. Our only one went back to the box during our Arkham encounter phase. But we do have 2 circle monsters. The Bikey we just put into play, and the Wizard Watley. The Wizard Watley is at the woods, so he will follow the white arrow and move to the uptown streets. And our Bikey, because it is a flying monster and there are no investigators in the street area next to it, it will move to the sky. And now for our headline. Strange waves subside. The first player chooses 1 open gate and closes it, returning its gate token to the gate token pile. Wow, this is not good. We're kind of on a deadline to beat the Ancient One from waking up, and we cannot get anyone into a gate. We can't close another dimension because we don't want Hank to be devoured. So all that leaves is the Abyss. We'll have to close it. Because it says the gate was closed, we have to return all monsters with the hexagon symbol back to the box. The only hexagon monster on the board right now is the goat spawn in the south side streets. Alright guys, that is the end of our turn. We were able to close and seal our first gate. Unfortunately, we are nowhere closer to closing and sealing a second gate. Hank has been held up twice in another dimension, and we have no other gates even on the board to send an investigator into. Hopefully our luck will turn around next turn. Thanks for watching guys, and I'll catch you later.